All right, so it's looking like old One-Eyed Jack100 has responded to the internet's claims that he is a rat. And the reason why people think he's a rat is because he told this story many years ago. He went on the internet and blabbermouthed this story about how he and Big U chased Future, the rapper, through the airport to collect a debt from him. And for those who don't know who Future is, Future's the guy that used to say, "I want to hold you down, put you in that race, you enjoy the town. Even when the roses die, you mesmerized by the flying sky. We gotta socialize and cherish times. This shit is deeper than love. I pull up in that Lamborghini, the doors in the sky." And so listen to this clip of Jack100 talking about chasing this guy through the airport.
I say, "Hey, homie, you got that money for Tricky? Take off, run." I'm chasing the dead homies through the Delta.
So Jack100 claims that he was collecting a debt and he was chasing Future through the airport and that Future was scared. And then he threw the phone to Jack100 with Stunna, which that's Birdman.
Throws the phone at me on speaker. He say, "Wack, it's me, Stunna. Talk to me."
And he says that him and Birdman worked something out. They worked out a deal to where Birdman covered the debt and Future was allowed to walk away without being chased further.
Leave him be. You got my word, whatever the debt is.
So he tells this story on the internet. Well, that was a few years ago. Now today, this same story is being used in an indictment against Big Useless. Which brings us to this current mystery, which is why is Jack100 not being charged with anything if he was involved in these acts that Big U is being charged with? This is one of the greatest mysteries. I mean, in this RICO indictment, there are 19 defendants. What? Not one of them are Jack100. But Jack100 is describing these things and having firsthand information about these shakedowns. And he specifically inserts himself. He says, "we this, we that, our." He uses the language that you would use if you were personally involved. It's not like he was saying they did this, they did that.
That was like, it was a real table at one time to where we knew what was going on, knew everywhere, in every region, to where we knew what was going on, right? And we was going to move if we saw you. And our squads knew if they saw you at a hookah lounge or a club. It been times where niggas like, "Hey, well, I ain't going to say no names, such and such at the club, lock him down. Them to go over there 20 deep to their VIP, tell the security they don't pay you enough for this here. Look, continue to have your drinks, y'all cool. Ain't nobody moving out.
Ain't nobody moving out the club." What? So he's admitting to doing all this. And so it's like, if the, it's not like just Big U's getting charged. 19 people are getting charged around Big U. Why don't the feds have anything on Wack100? That makes no sense. And that's why people think that he's a zesty, cheese-eating rat at this point. So let's hear his response to all of this.
Buddy.
All right.
It's been a tough week, huh?
Who? No, not really.
Feds are cracking down on you. You can't be chasing Future Hendrix around the airport, buddy.
Yo, that's crazy. You know what? I read that. One of his I know which one of his homies did it.
You're getting your just desserts.
No, this real shit.
You were there.
No, I was definitely there.
You did it.
No, but the crazy part about it is
criminal.
One of his homies told the feds that.
So Jack100 is blaming some random person that he says was also there. What? But was he the one chasing Future like you? And was he the one negotiating the terms of Future's safety like you say that you were? That's not even a good excuse, because if that's true, then his testimony online that he spewed online when he blabbermouthed about this whole event, that's going to be played in court for sure. What? I mean, that if that's not helping the state's case, then I don't know what would. Let's hear a little bit more of this.
There's no way they can say that.
And what was your involvement in this then?
I'm the one, I talked to Future.
But you're mentioned in the paperwork?
I'm not mentioned in the paperwork.
What did you say to, but then why is everybody putting your name in it?
Because I told this story years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I told the story years ago.
Okay.
Right? So they're saying, oh, this is what Wack said. So in their head, if you go listen, Wack always said, Big U didn't do shit.
Right.
He stayed behind.
Uh-huh.
So for them to have some shit in there, unless a whole nother situation happened.
Right.
That I don't know about. But Future was not touched, assaulted, nothing.
Okay.
It was a conversation.
A little jog.
Little trot.
Chase after him a little bit.
It was a little trot.
Okay, so the story is changing here.
What? Little trot.
Chase after him a little bit.
It was a little trot.
That money for Tricky, take off run. I'm chasing the dead homies.
All right, so the record will reflect that Jack100 put on the dead homies that he chased Future through the airport, and then later he said that that wasn't true.
What?
He didn't chase him, that Future, for some reason, lightly trotted away, even though there was no intimidation factor. That doesn't make any sense, okay? And he also says that nobody touched him. No one even. I said, nephew, don't do it. We gonna do what we supposed to do.
What?
And no one ever got, and he said no one touched him. Well, you don't have to touch someone to assault them. Simply chasing someone to the extent that it creates a reasonable fear for their personal safety, that is assault. So Jack100 described himself assaulting someone and didn't get in trouble for it.
What?
But everyone else did. Let's continue with this clip.
These is all his codees. Everybody that's out on bail, right? Because he was never touched. And it's not a charge, it's an overt act. They ain't charging for no assault on Future. A lot of these motherfuckers is dumb. It's an overt act, but
But they're adding it to
it's an
the
overt
case
act
against Big U, right?
No, it's really like goes towards character.
Okay.
It's not a charge. Like, he doesn't have a assault charge on Future.
Oh, okay.
This is why when everybody's saying Future,
So Jack100 is extremely stupid. He's calling everyone else stupid, but in reality, he's the one that's stupid because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What?
An overt act is evidence. An overt act is something that is listed as evidence to support a conspiracy charge. It's straight up evidence. Okay, this isn't nothing. And not only is he very stupid, he can't fucking read either, because he's saying, as soon as I seen he was assaulted, that's when I knew that we wasn't going. He wasn't, it doesn't even say that. So he can't even fucking read. And he's calling everyone else stupid. He's calling everyone bozos.
but when I seen he was assaulted, I said one of his homeboys, all that shit, bro. One of his homeboys and took that, and he's gonna take the stand and testify to that. He can't testify he was there, because that's where it's fucked up at. But I don't think it's gonna be testifying because it's an overt act.
So Jack100 thought he was going to confuse everyone into believing that this is no big deal by saying it's an overt act. It don't got nothing to do with it. I don't even know that dude. I don't know him. I told him it was an overt act. We did what we supposed to do. It was an overt act. It was, and so it's like, yeah, an overt act is evidence. You stupid fuck. You stupid man. An overt act is simply evidence that supports a charge. It's not the charge itself. It's the evidence of the charge. But for some reason, a lot of people are having trouble understanding this.
Like, what is an overt act? What is an overt act? How is he being charged?
An overt act is when the government, in this situation with Big U, an overt act is when the government knows that you've done something, but they've yet to charge you. They let you know that they know you did it. That's what an overt act is in layman's terms.
Okay.
So as you can see, Jack100 has successfully muddied the waters around what's going on. People are confused. They're discussing legal terminology that's difficult to understand. People have zero understanding of what an overt act is. So I thought that I'd reach out to my friend, Mr. Keep You Out of Jail, to offer some clarification for you guys today.
The sheriff reached out and asked if I could clear a few things up for you guys. And since this sheriff doesn't lock people up, he does God's work exposing lames on the internet, I told him I'd be happy to help. So he wanted me to explain to you guys what an overt act is in the context of a criminal conspiracy. And it works like this. If a prosecutor wants to convict someone for criminal conspiracy, they have to prove three things. One, they have to prove the existence of an agreement between two or more people to commit a crime. Two, they have to prove intent to actually carry out the crime. They have to prove that it wasn't just idle chatter. They were actually intending to carry out this criminal conspiracy. And three, they have to prove an overt act in furtherance of the criminal conspiracy. So for example, let's say you and a friend decided to rob a bank. You picked out a specific bank at a specific time, and you decided that you wanted to wear Halloween masks to disguise your identity. The agreement to rob the bank is the first element. When you picked out a specific location at a specific time, that demonstrates the intent. And the second that one of you goes and buys a Halloween mask, just purchasing that Halloween mask is an overt act in furtherance of that conspiracy.
Wow. So I guess an overt act isn't what Jack100 says it is, which is like a no big deal description of your character. This lawyer says that an overt act is crucial evidence that is needed to satisfy the elements of a conspiracy charge, or else they don't have any case. It's the same thing with like a murder for hire plot. Simply hiring the guy over the phone isn't enough. You need an overt act. So that's why they always have the fake hitman go sit in the car with the person and say, do you really want to do this? And they actually went and got money out of the bank. These are overt acts that stack up that show that you were actually going to commit the crime that you conspired to commit. So I really hope that this clears things up for everyone. And so Jack100 is named in an overt act, which is evidence that's being used in a RICO against Big Useless. What? So now all we have to do is sit back and wait for the evidence to flow from the discovery so we can find out exactly where this evidence is coming from and exactly what Jack100's involvement is with this case. Because I think he's an actual confidential informant. I think that he's a paid informant for the government. And I think he knows that he can't really get in trouble for a whole lot. He's pretty much there as a plant, I think. I think he's like an agent that's like, allowed to play in the streets, but he doesn't go to jail for anything. Does that make sense? That's all just my theory, though, okay? So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the Patreon. There's going to be a big deluxe video dropping very soon. And you're not going to want to miss it. Plus, there's hours of very good videos that you won't see on YouTube. So check that out, please, for me, and I'll see you on the next one.